Hello, this is Nathan Sadik, Lance's uncle, and thank you so much for the wedding. It was fantastic. You guys did a great job. A lot of you asked for my salsa recipe, so I thought I'd show it to you. There's a couple ways to go about this. The simplest way is to show you the base recipe for the salsa, and then you can add on and make it your own from there. You're going to need a food processor. Some type of food processor, preferably a big one. The bigger the better. If not, you can always use something like a Ninja or a blender if you want to, but a large food processor is going to work the best for you. For the base, what you're going to be using is 1/2 of an onion, and you can cut it however you like. Straight in half is good. Half of just a regular brown onion. Go ahead and trim the end bits off. Peel all this stuff, and honestly, put this in a bag in the freezer, along with any carrots or celery or any little other just basic vegetable bits you get. This you can use to make chicken stock or vegetable stock whenever you want to. So really just chop this into quarters like that, and you're going to throw that into the food processor. The next thing you're going to add is a bunch of cilantro. You don't have to add cilantro, but I love it. I know some people don't like cilantro, so if you don't, feel free to admit it, but just a big old handful of cilantro into the food processor, show the food processor a little bit there, is going to be great for you. Next thing that I'm going to add are the jalapenos. And what I use are these pickled jalapenos, whole pickled jalapenos. They're going to come out looking something like this. You're going to take it and cut the end off right there. And what you can always do is cut them open, and all these seeds in here, you can rip the seeds out if you want to and just chuck that in. Or if you like a little heat, leave the seeds in. So you want to put about 3 or 4 of these in, just depending. And actually I think I'm out, so I'll have to put some more in a minute, but about 3 or 4 of those go into this. The pickled jalapeno has a great heat flavor, really stable. It's much better than fresh jalapeno, just fresh jalapeno. The next thing you're going to add for the base are your spices. The main spice we're adding is cumin. And I don't usually measure this, I do everything by hand, but I'm going to put in about probably 2 teaspoons or a tablespoon of cumin. I love the flavor of cumin, so I don't feel like you can put too much in there. And then you're going to need some salt. Now I'm saying get sea salt, not sea salt, but get kosher salt. And you're going to put about 2 teaspoons in there. You can add more salt later to flavor it. If your salsa is lacking flavor, if anything's lacking flavor, salt's your friend. So throw some salt in there, don't be afraid. So that's the base recipe for this. And the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of blend this up a bit to get all the big pieces of onion and everything chopped down. So if I can get it to go. All right, quick little chop, make sure there's no big pieces. That is your onion, your cilantro, your pickled jalapenos, your cumin, and your salt. Another thing you can add that I like to add is garlic, but that's not part of the base recipe. The next part of the base recipe is whole tomatoes. You can get a fancy one. I think the generic is just fine, but it's 1 can of whole tomatoes, juice and everything. Goes right in here. And then I'm going to give that another little pulse. All right. Now, if you can find the large original Rotel, the one that's this size, the 28 ounce, then 1 of those. If not, then you're going to add 4 of these Rotels. What I usually do is I put 1 large Rotel and 1 or 2 small ones. But if I can't find the large ones, then it's 4 of these original flavor Rotels. You can go with the hotter ones if you want, but sometimes the jalapeno ones add just a little bit too much burn for most people. This is the base recipe. So dump all of these in. I'm just going to start with 3 for right now because I'm going to add some more stuff in a little while. And then give that a good blend. That is the base recipe for it. Whole tomatoes, 4 cans of original Rotel, 3 or 4 of the pickled jalapenos, cumin, salt, cilantro. That's the base. What are some things you can add to it? Well, one of the things, like I said before, that I love to add to it is garlic. 2 cloves of garlic in there, blend it up, adds a little more garlicky flavor, which is fantastic. In your pickled jalapenos, there's going to be these little pieces of carrot and everything. Why not? I love adding those things. These are Chipotle peppers. Chipotle peppers and mole sauce. These are fantastic. And you can grab 1, to make sure to pull the tips off, 1 or 2 of these, and it's gonna add, or even if it's a small one, 3 like this, it's gonna add a wonderful smoky flavor to it. Fantastic smoky flavor gets added out of there. I always put that on my hot stuff. So those are the Chipotle peppers. Another optional thing you can add is this. Sazon Goya comes in this, and they're little packets. 1 packet of these just boosts the flavor up fantastically. And fresh jalapenos. Generally with fresh jalapenos, I am removing the seeds. Cut them in half, get a spoon, pull those seeds out, chuck the pieces in, and you can put, honestly, you can put 3 or 4 of these in here. Other peppers, there's times when I'll take Poblanos, Anaheim, and usually if I'm adding my Poblanos or Anaheim, I roast them first. And that's another great thing you can do, is use this base recipe with the pickled jalapenos, but then add your roasted or smoked jalapenos on top of it. It's even good, if you really like heat, to throw in 1 habanero. Take the seeds out. Seeds are what makes it hot. The seeds and the white bit makes it hot. This is going to make a little hotter salsa. So the base salsa recipe, you can add whatever you want to it. Let me go ahead and blend this up. Let me grab a chip. And then you want to taste it to balance the salt out. That's pretty good. Already has a little heat going into it right there. It will be a little bland for the first 10, 15, 20 minutes. Let it settle. All the juices will go together. Everything will dissolve, start to melt and mature. I think the second day it's the best. You know, or later on that day, a couple hours. And after about 3 or 4 days, you probably want to get rid of it, but you should probably eat it all by then. Feel free to add more pickled jalapenos or anything else. Yeah, enjoy.